Everybody, we are back. It is Tapes of Lodge Favorites Podcast, Favorites Channel, Favorites Everything. We are back. You already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at the Mark Jones NFL for me, at mholder95 for Matt, and of course, pandasubs.com, discount code TDL for 25% off. Also, make sure you hit up Homage as well. Bam. Homage, get you some shirts, get you some Raiders gear, whatever you want to get there as well. And then, of course, hit the TDL store, get you something from the TDL store. Appreciate all the people who have supported. And like I said, if you have supported, go ahead and take a picture. Let's see it. Let's see you in the TDL gear there. You know? Oh, I went dark here. There you go. All right. Sorry about that, guys. But we're back. It's kind of like the Raiders season right there. It just went dark on all of us. Symbolism.
There we go.
It's funny. All right. But today we're going over the film review versus Houston Texans, which actually wasn't that bad.
No.
I mean, at least for me, it wasn't that bad. Yeah.
No, I mean, it was probably one of the better ones we've seen in at least, like 2 months, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a while. And I'm not even talking just wins. I'm just talking like quality film to watch. But Pennsylvania was better. By the way, dude, are you having a beer right now? Like,
no.
We got. Oh, okay. I thought you.
No, that's just some water.
Koozie was throwing me off. Oh, okay.
It's some water.
You got the like a vacation day. You got a vacation week, whatever. No work. Drinking early on a Tuesday.
No, just some water. Just some water. I did think about getting some beer on the way back from getting to a little Christmas shopping, but I thought about it. Yeah. But it's all right. We're okay. We're good, Matt, for now. But yeah, Raiders offense looks okay. People get, some people are gonna be mad if I say this, but I mean, there's a big difference between Chip Kelly not being here and Greg Olsen already. And Greg Olsen's not the great play caller, right? He's not the greatest play caller in the world, but it just looks like NFL offense. I mean, Gino's on time. You know what I mean? Like he's he's like forcing Gino to be on time. And it's just like everything just looks better. It just looks more constructed. Now, are they good enough to beat the Texans? Obviously not. But if maybe the defense gets a stop their last drive. I mean, the film ended for me with like 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? Like they didn't get the ball back at all. So maybe if they got a chance to run more plays. I mean, they still only ran 50 plays this week. They made the most of them this time on this side of the ball.
Yeah. And I think for me too, like watching the defensive film, like I said, it was a lot better than what we've been seeing in the last few weeks. I mean, Jamal Adams had a pretty damn good game. Made a handful of plays in coverage and I feel like he had at least like one big hit that kind of sparked them a little bit. Kuntz was doing a lot better as a pass rusher. He had a couple pressures and had a few other like wins that may not gone down as a pressure. And Max Crosby, of course, was flying around the field like we've kind of become used to. I will say though, the one thing I did notice, like just watching the breaking it down, I felt like the Texans kind of approached this game as like, we're just going to focus on us like before the playoffs a little bit and like maybe not necessarily like game planning to beat the Raiders, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's treating it almost more like a practice game again, a little bit where like they were just going to try and work on the stuff that they wanted to work on versus like attacking the Raiders like weaknesses. Like, I think you pointed this out on Twitter and it was absolutely true. Like a lot of their passing plays like were outside the numbers. Like Devin White was the most targeted defender this week, which is obviously the running theme throughout the season. But like even when they were targeting Devin White, it was a lot of the times when he was in like the crow or flat area, right, in a zone coverage. So even at the very least outside the hashes where they didn't really go after the middle of the field.
Mm-hmm.
But it was funny, like one of the few times they did go over the middle of their target to middle of the field that really like stood out to me was the one where Christian Kirk just cooked Lonnie Johnson on a little slant route. And like I remember watching the end zone view of it, like you see Kirk like going out into his route and going to his break, and then like they both like come off the screen, and then you see Kirk like running like 5 yards behind him is Lonnie Johnson. And I just couldn't help but think like Christian Kirk, man, was good, but hasn't been good in like 2 years, and that guy and Lon Johnson's getting cooked by him. But that's a tangent for another day. And
Mhm.
on top of that, too, like they kept trying these perimeter runs, and the Raiders like this week were doing a lot better job of like setting the edge and forcing things to cut back, and they were getting a lot more run support. Like one of the plays we're going to see here from Eric Stokes was a really good run support from him. And when the Texans did run the ball at the middle, they had success, but then they just like got away from it, and they didn't keep going back to it. It was weird to me. So I think there's a little bit of like a how good was it the defensive film? Like I got vibe from when the first time the Raiders played the Broncos on in Week 10 on that Thursday Night Football game, where like, yeah, the defense gave up 16 points, and don't be wrong, overall played a good game. When you only give up 16, you're gonna have a good showing from your defense. And same like that Broncos game, they only gave up 10, but I felt like it was a lot more about the Texans' mistakes and not being able to take advantage than what the Raiders were doing well. Like CJ Stroud, like I haven't watched too much Stroud this year, but if he's been playing like he did on Sunday, like I'd be very worried. He was missing throws. It looked like he was floating balls over the field, like, and so I don't mean to rain on people's parade a little bit, but it was a little bit of like the Texans just looked off. It just looked like they weren't like preparing to necessarily attack the Raiders the way you would think they would.
Yeah.
Which I think worked in the Raiders' favor because again they played into a lot of their strengths, which was trying to throw outside and stuff like that. And on top of it, Stroud was just off. Like we'll look at it, Eric Stokes. Part of the reason why I'm doing him is he did have a good game overall. And if you look at his numbers on PFF, like he's targeted 6 times, only gave up 2 completions, but that's a little misleading because of the missed throws from Stroud. And we'll see a handful of examples of those. And then the other guy I'm going to be doing is Jonah Laulu, who, if you watch the instant reaction, I thought had a pretty good game. And then I was kind of surprised his grade was a little bit lower, so I wanted to dive into that. I think PFF is a little bit hard on him.
Yeah.
And show a few examples of where he does have some room for improvement. But overall, I thought he actually had a decent game against the run, probably one of the better ones he's had in a while. So,
okay, yeah. You could tell that the Texans were game playing because I never seen Eric Stokes throwing that much.
Yeah,
all year,
especially on this defense. Yeah,
that kind of caught me off guard a lot. To be honest, watching it on film, it caught me off guard a lot. All right, so yeah, I'm doing Ashton Jeanty, of course. You know, I gotta give everybody what they see, man. He had 188 total yards. Yeah. You know, I didn't add the Geno Smith interception. I thought about it because it was a target. I thought I was gonna add that in there. I might have. I don't know. I forgot if I did, but that interception was funny just because that was the difference of the game. But the thing is that what happened on the play is that Greg Olsen added like a wheel route to the bootleg, which was supposed to take the corner with it.
Gotcha.
Right. And Derek Stingley just stayed. And Geno saw it, but then just threw it anyways. I was like he pumped because he saw like dog. And like Brock Bowers was like if he like just threw it to Brock Bowers, he probably would have had a huge play. But he threw a pick 6. It's just the stupidest pick. It's just dumb because he played well the rest of the game. But Jeanty just was on fire basically. No, they couldn't tackle him. Yeah. I mean, he had 10 missed tackles forced. Of course, the one he had on the catch. He was just played really well. And I thought the offensive line, I thought they had probably their best game of the year. I mean, you probably see that in the grades. I think even Glaze missed a lot of blocks, in my opinion. I didn't think he had the best day run blocking. But even PFF, they gave him a high run block grade because he had some like big blocks there in that game that he just was tumbling people. But then he did have some missed blocks here and there, and of course Forsythe and him got their ass kicked in pass protection. But but this is what I was talking about with Chip Kelly and Greg Olsen was Geno got rid of the ball really quick in this game. Like it was really interesting to see how he played. I think it's his time to throw. I keep pulling up the season stats like an idiot here. Let me try to go to this game. His time to throw was probably interesting. I think, it was still 3.05. This is crazy. But I still felt like that he was getting rid of the ball really quick. The pressure wasn't getting there because he was getting rid of the ball, right? Like even the throw to Jeanty, like there's some pressure on that one. He had a couple throws. It just felt like that Forsythe was just getting his ass kicked. You just couldn't really notice it. But man, was he getting his ass kicked. But Parham, Kappa, and Rodgers all played really well. Parham had a great day. Parham was great. And I think that was even his PFF grade too. I think he had a 90. Yeah, he was elite.
Yeah. I think he was the highest graded guard of the week, if I saw that correctly.
Yeah, he was great in that game. So like he was playing for money. That's what it looked like.
These are my 3 last chances to get a contract. I'm giving it all.
I mean, he's played pretty well. Like ever since kind of the Eagles game, he didn't play well, but the other 2 games he did play well against the Broncos and against the Chargers. And in this game here, he's played well. He's had a nice little stretch of consistent play from him. That it's good to put the Raiders in a situation like, do we keep him or do we let him go? How much is he going to be worth? But that's going to be interesting to see what they do with him. But yeah, he was blocking like he was playing for money. That's how he blocked. But yeah, Jeanty was a stud, and then the scheme was really good. Go ahead. What were you saying, Matt?
I was gonna say the point you mentioned about the scheme, like you could tell when they had to drop back and do the traditional passes, that's where Glaze and Forsyth really stood out as they were getting their ass kicked. But I felt like the game plan was so much better than it's been all season to go up against 2 elite edge rushers that. I forget exactly what the number was, but earlier in the season when they showed the stats of how often Stone Forsyth's been left on an island more than any left tackle in the NFL, and that's kind of what I was expecting going into it, is that just level of stupidity that was going to let those guys tee off. But the fact they worked in a lot more bootlegs, did a lot more play action, got the ball out of Geno's hands faster, that really stood out to me as far as giving Greg Olsen some love. So that was one of the more interesting factors of the game to me too, because those guys only had 1 sack each, which I say that and almost laugh a little bit, but that's honestly that's about 4 less than I was expecting from each of them. So
yeah. They gave Kappa 2 pressures. I was trying to find them. I couldn't find them. I think one of them. It was interesting. I couldn't find that shit. But yeah, I had Glaze and Forsyth right though with PFF. PFF agreed on those ones for sure. But and I think they split one with Caleb Rogers and Glaze too. I think, but I didn't think that was Caleb's fault as much. I don't know. I didn't agree with that. But I know I kind of see what they thought, but I just didn't think that was his fault, in my opinion. I thought it was more Glaze getting beat and him trying to help. And I don't know if I don't know exactly how PFF works. And I tried to see if it was a true pass set, but they did count it. But that was the only one I could find. He didn't really get beat. You know what I mean? He had a pretty damn good game. He's played 4 good games too. I mean, of course, the bad game against the Eagles, he got his ass kicked last week, but he's been played pretty well, man. He's played showing some consistency, and he's a way better run blocker than I thought. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like one of the more encouraging parts of this last stretch is the fact that Caleb Rogers is looking like he's at least showing signs of being a functional starter for you at guard. So hopefully we can say the same about Charles Grant in these next 2 weeks, but I don't know. I doubt it. I was disappointed he didn't get any run last week.
I feel like Colton's going to play this week, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried. That's what they're worried about, is Colton's not going to play. But
if Colton plays with Greg Olsen with how Greg Olsen set all these pass protections, man, Gino is going to just tear the Giants up. I don't know. Yeah. I hope I say that's reverse psychology.
Yeah. Well, last week we were very down on him last week, and then so now we're gonna
let's be super high on him this week. Man, they're gonna just take the Giants down.
They're gonna hang 50 on him, and they're gonna win 50-0. It's gonna be that Chargers game from a few years ago.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's start with some offense. All right, so we start off with Ashton Jeanty's some of his best runs of the day, and a couple of runs that maybe we could saw a little bit better from him. So this one. What I like about this one, we're still doing a little outside zone with him, right? Which I think he's gotten better at throughout the season. I think he's gotten better here. I think he recognizes this one quick, right? I mean, you could make the case that maybe he could bounce it outside. I don't know if he's fast enough for that at this point when I've been watching him to be able to be trying to be bounced and stuff like that. So I think it's better for him to go downhill like he does right here. He does a good job of seeing this cutback. Now, making Trey Tucker a block Daniel Hunter.
I was about to say, we just played Greg Olsen some love. I don't know about it. This is a great example.
It's tough. It's a tough ask. It's a tough ask. But Tucker try. He gives it his all, right? He's a tough player. He gives it his all, and that's what this and it's only getting about 3. But I like the vision here. I like the vision here, and just seeing it. And because he could have tried to take this outside, but I think he's starting to recognize like sometimes he's just not that fast. He's not as fast as he thought he was at the beginning of the year. I think he's starting to learn that. All right, next one here. All right, so this one, get a little duo here on this one. Well, what I thought was interesting about this one, this is him playing with linebackers again, okay? Because you're gonna watch this, because you could ask yourself, that hole's right there. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Ashton? Just here, just hit this right here, right? But he's trying to play a game with this guy. And that's what he's doing right here. And the thing is that you got, Michael Mayer's blocking Daniil Hunter again, right? And that's just, it's a tough ask for him, right? But he ends up breaking that tackle and then kind of still gets that guy to kind of get out of that pocket. The gap, I mean. But how I look at it a little bit is like, yeah, man, you just sometimes you just can't do this status up in the NFL. You just got to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like he could have bounced this too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. He still got 6 though.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, we'll take it.
Because there's a good push from the offensive line too. I mean, you watch the combo blocks here. Look at Parham and Kappa there. Some good blocks from Rodgers. Rodgers does a good job getting that second level there. It's good stuff right there, man. All right. A lot of shotgun runs this week too. I like this one. I'll let it run real quick here. I like this one just because we got Jack Besh as like the tight end here. I like this. And this one got him 6'2". I like this one. So this one ends up being inside zone here. And he like I said, does a good job of seeing this hole. This is what I like. This one talking about him just being decisive. Just go, right? You get 6 here, right? Maybe Rodgers probably he's got to do a little bit better job on the second level here. A little bit tougher block for him because this guy where he's coming from, he's basically taking the cutback lane inside zone here. But this is look at the block from Glaze. Great block right there from Glaze right there. So it is a tougher play, but I mean, also he doesn't have a clean tackle there, EJ Speed. Yeah. But I like this him just being decisive, and then you get a good block there from Besh. Yeah.
So Rodgers isn't expecting Jeanty to cut it back like that. So
yeah.
Makes it tough.
All right, next one here. So they get some mid zone on this one. Now, I think this is the one with the hold here. I think this is the one with the hold on Parham, which but you just see this is when you knew he was on fire this game because like Glaze gets his ass kicked here, right?
Yeah.
But he does a good job of just cutting back, jumping there, and then breaks tackle right there. He kind of forces that whole Parham because Parham has a good block at the second level, but he's not expecting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe he's got to let go right there. That's where the hold is. But this play counted, so that's why I always show this play because it ended up counting because there's so much downfield. But go ahead.
I was gonna say my favorite part about this play is what actually ends up helping it break is the fact that Kappa and Glaze get their ass kicked. So they just kind of pick each other's defender and it ends up working out. And on top of it, that was a hell of a block by Stone Forsythe too on the backside there.
Yeah. Forsythe pass run blocking. Forsythe's not bad, man. It's just when it comes to a pass, you got to pass in the NFL.
Yeah,
and that's not gonna work. He's like a 6 offensive lineman. That's what I said. If I was have him come block, you know what I mean? Other than that, ugh. All right. So now we get some a little bit more inside zone here. They do a good job of just kind of just chipping. I think that's Barnett there at that time. But what I like about this one is him just getting upfield a little bit too, because he ends up getting 4, I believe, on this one. Still get some good push there from, you see that nice little combo block, good combo blocks of both these guys. And then, allowing to, Rodgers to get up to second level. Now you can make the case, maybe he just, like I said, he should just go. He's maybe dancing a little bit too much. He could just kind of just go. You see him, he's always playing with linebackers. See what he's doing right there?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, go ahead.
As it too, he keeps speed from crashing into the B gap, which helps Rodgers set his block.
Yeah. So it works both ways. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they're blocking good, he's able to do these things a little bit because you're going to see it later on the touchdown. That's what it's like, what it really wants it to look like. All right, so this one was I like this one just because it's mid zone here. Now this time, like you're gonna see, kind of Michael Mayer ends up blowing this block, but it's Will Anderson. I'm like, I can't, that's Will
Jesus.
Anderson. Will Anderson's supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what I like though is the vision from Jeanty on this one. And this one, like you talk about him getting better. I mean, he's able to jump cut there. I mean, because it still ends up being 4 or 3, I believe. And it didn't look that way when you get to right here.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to about right in this area, it doesn't look that way, but he ends up just making it happen, getting 3 there, getting some tough yards. That was a first down too. That was like a 3rd and 2 or something like that. All right, here's another one, but Jeanty. Now this one, this is the biggest hole he's seen in his life as a Raider. Look at like a Forsyth Parham, just take it out 94. Just it's just the biggest. He probably didn't know what to do with himself when he saw this. Right. He ends up getting 9 there. He's like, what the hell just happened? I see this is Boise State.
What is this green stuff in front of me?
Yeah, because say like the offensive line had a really good taste. You look at Parham, Forsyth just taking that dude out, and they get the second level. Yeah, so you get 9 right there, 9 yards right there.
Nice cut block by Mayer too on the split zone.
Yeah. Here's just a little draw. This is him just breaking some tackles up in the field. Nothing's really special about him, but he's just. But this is what I'm talking about. Like sometimes, like is he? He's like he looks really fast there. You know what I mean? Like it's like he's accelerating, changing his speeds and stuff like that, which I like. But sometimes it's like, man, sometimes if you just hit some of these holes full speed, man.
Yeah,
you could do more damage. Okay, this is one of my favorite runs here because he shouldn't have got the 7.
Yeah,
he's just on fire right here, Doc. This game, because now we're getting some mid zone here. Now, like this place, this place should be dead. He's got 2 guys coming through this line here, right? But the thing is, when he breaks these tackles, you see what the linemen are doing, man. They're moving people this game. They're moving guys. It's a big part of this, right? So he breaks these 2 tackles, and that's why he's able to still has these holes, these space open. And then maybe Rodgers overrun, but a part of that, Rodgers does overrun that guy, but him going inside kind of gives him that little bit of more room so he can have to break that leg tackle. But yeah, it's just him going off, man. This is all Ashton Jeanty. Like they had this set up perfectly. They blitzed it perfectly. It just didn't matter. Yeah. That's all Jeanty. Here's a touchdown, I believe. Touchdown. This one, this one is crazy just because this is the whole game, like how they were blocking all game, man. You see here, inside zone here, out of shotgun. As I'm saying, they got a lot of more shotgun runs this week, which I like this to change up. So get the inside zone here. Now, you see everything is blocked up perfectly glazed because it's a great block. You see Rodgers already at the second level. He's already at the second level of the linebacker. He gets up there quick too. Boom. Doesn't waste time. Get up to that second level. He's right there at that linebacker. You got Parham perfectly blocked. Then you got a great block by Kappa. And right here, you see what Parham's doing. That's how you get a 90 grade on PFF right there. It's right here. This block. This type of block. That gets you an elite grade. And at this point, like Jeanty's like, oh my God, and after that block, everybody's sucked in. It's just over. So I mean, this block is really Parham. This run is really Parham because as soon as Parham does this and Jeanty sees it and he's able to keep his balance, it's over. So that's I was show this block over time. This is I want to get paid. I want to get paid. I'm trying to get paid here, guys. I'm trying to get paid. All right, so let's get to the passing game a little bit. I'll go through this a little quick here. Now, this is the touchdown to Jeanty here. What I like about this one, like Gino's under pressure, but I was saying this in this game, he got rid of the ball so quick. I was like, man, why have you not played like this all year? God damn it. All right, because you see this route from Jeanty. Jeanty is just a mismatch. Look at that. Just, look what he does there. Like, this dude has no shot in space. And Geno sees it quickly, gets that ball out. Because they were playing man for most of this game, man. They thought they could match up with the Raiders. And we saw it here. That
I think this is the pressure that they gave Kappa, by the way.
Oh, this is okay.
If you watch, he gets.
I think I got it on the backside. This is the one. This is, see, I'm gonna miss this one. Yeah, there it is.
Will Anderson with the head of steam is no easy task.
Hey, got it off in time, man. With a good throw. Touchdown. I remember when I was watching that game. This is how much faith I have in the Raiders. I thought he was gonna miss it. All right, so I really like this play call. This is some classic Gruden stuff. With the return routes with the corner route, and then you get the stick nod with it. This is like the change up. They even ran this play. They even ran this play without the stick nod too. This is like Gruden would like run this play like twice, and then add the stick nod later on with like Darren Waller. But what you get is these two return routes, and you get a corner route here. And now, since it looks like you're getting the corner route, and you get the one-on-one because of the motion, and then like I said, they're playing man-to-man on these guys. You get the one-on-one right here, and then it's that route by Bowers. Like a Bowers, so the hell out of that.
Dirty.
Yeah, I got this backside. And then Geno does a good backside too on this one. Like boom, he holds his safety there. Boom, and then right there on time because Will Anderson was coming. he was on his way. He was on his way there. He was. All right. So this is the play action crosser to Jack Bech. I like this one too. No. You're be thinking free Trey Tucker here, but you can see that the safety did go with him. So, but this is a great route by Tucker. That's a great route by Tucker, though. But that route by Tucker and the release, he just right past. Call me like, but the release there forced this safety to go over here and allow Jack Bech to be wide open there. And this is a great throw by Geno. Geno throws him open here. This is probably Geno's best throw all year, in my opinion.
Yeah, nice ball.
Right there. Holds it, throws it back. Perfect. Great catch. Get a little yak there. Jack Bech. There you go. There you go. Let me see that. Offensive line holding right there. Look at that.
That was a great ball.
Yeah, nice throw right there. All right. And then I like this concept too here because this is a kind of like just a choice route, right? Choice shallow. Looks like normal choice shallow, but it's a switch up on it because you're getting this motion. Like I said, they're playing man all game, right? And they're going to do a little bit of switch here where they're going to make a call where they're going to switch here, kind of switch into basically kind of quarters, right? So it was basically man. They made a switch to quarters right there on this side. But what the motion did, right, and then the outside release with kind of like the, kind of this little cover two look basically ended up being cover two, is that it leaves Brock Bowers wide open because this shallow takes this linebacker there right here. This is this great design wide open. That's how you get Brock Bowers wide open with space. This is one of those plays where I thought Greg Olsen really needs to chill out because this is great offense right here. This is great design. Like you're getting this guy to move, opens up wide open. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's just beautiful stuff here. Personally, good work by offensive line there. See, this is another one where I count this as a missed block. I don't know if it's a pressure, but yeah, if you didn't get that ball off in time, man.
That pressure was coming.
And then of course Greg Olsen had to put some Hank in here, so I just wanted to show it because he couldn't go the whole game without calling Hank,
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Tigers can completely change their stripes.
He's like, I got to find a way to get in here. It converted, though, for a first down on 3rd and 13, so I can't be too mad at it, but it's just like, come on, dog. 3rd and 13, Hank, got to go with the, curl flat for the win with Greg Olsen. But yeah, I mean, the offense looked pretty damn good. You can see the offensive line look pretty damn good run blocking. I mean, that's probably the best run blocking game they've had all year. They're moving guys. Like I said, Parham was blocking like he's trying to get paid. Rodgers is just showing that he's looking like a starter every single day. I mean, it kind of like it takes them that guard lower and lower and lower on the draft board, whether if they want to go high on guard, it depends on what they do with Parham, or how they feel about Glazer, what they're going to do there. Yeah, they're going to he's kind of solidifying himself as a good draft pick, in my opinion. You saw all the draft picks, the first 3 guys, the first 3 rounds, or the first 4 guys, or 3 of the 4 on offense, they are contributing, right? 180 yards from Jeanty, saw some catch for the best there. Rodgers making some good blocks, pass protection, and in run blocking. So, this draft class is not looking that bad. I think people need to hear people like, this draft class is so disappointing. Like, is it though? It really isn't. I don't know how disappointing it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's the frustrating part of this about this season that we keep reiterating. And who knows? Maybe it was these guys just weren't ready. But like, I tell you what we've been seeing from them on the field has usually been pretty good in the small sample size. Like you said, like Caleb Rogers starting to come into his own, and I think we finally got to see like what Ashton Jeanty is really capable of when you just give him a little bit of breathing room. And I like what you're showing too, of just him being more patient and like just doing a better job of taking what he can. And I think that kind of paid off there on the ends on the touchdown run that he had. So hopefully he kind of learns that lesson and keeps applying that moving forward. Because if you take the 4 or 5 yard gains that I know they're not sexy, eventually you're gonna break one like he did. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was just better offense all around. So we'll see what they do this week, though. But it'll be interesting. All right, man. Let's get into some defense.
All right, so I'm gonna start with some Eric Stokes, and one of the first things I wanted to kind of point out was just his run defense. Like this first play we're gonna see was basically perfect from him. What you're gonna get from the Texans here is they're gonna basically overload the strong side of the formation, put both wide receivers in reduced splits as essentially part of the offensive line. And as you can see, like the Raiders respond by putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys on that side of the ball. And if you notice, both linebackers there and in the game are cheating that side. I mean, White's kind of over the center, so he can technically play to both. But the Texans are going to counter by that by just running weak and trying to target the 2 DBs on the second level. We got Polamalu here and then Stokes. And what I like about that Stokes does is once he sees this hard inside release for the crack block by Nico Collins to go get Polamalu, and they get the look they wanted, that's a pretty good block there from Collins. Like you'll see Stokes here do a great job of crack replacing, where he just comes in and fills the gap that Polamalu is responsible for, and he ends up getting involved in the tackle. Now, Landon Roberts is the one who makes the first contact on the running back, and he has a great play here. I thought Roberts had a pretty damn good game as a run defender. On Sunday, and he was one of the few reasons why I think maybe the Texans didn't want to run up the middle. And you can see he just did a great job of beating the guard. But from Stokes' perspective, I mean, this is perfect. This is a perfect run fit from a corner, especially against a crack play like that. See it here from the end zone view. And what I like that he was doing in this game is he was aggressive and he was like willing to play the run. Now this one going to be pretty similar. And I love the mentality. Like I love like the mindset that I was just talking about, where he's willing to get into the run fit. We got to make that tackle. You go back up. Like obviously, there's a few tackles we got to make.
Yeah,
but
I feel like you had to get some Lonnie Johnson slander in your video. So.
Yeah, I had to get a little bit. We'll see just how awful that tackle attempt was. The best part is, and like at the end zone shows it better, is like Chubb didn't even have his feet set because. Like again, Stokes does a great job of getting to the right spot. I think you should probably, if anything, just come a little bit flatter. And if you're going to go for the legs, you got to get them, especially against a guy like that. But yeah, Lonnie Johnson got trucked by Nick Chubb, who's got the knees of a 40-year-old, and he wasn't on balance. As you can see, Nick Chubb, those old knees caught up to him because Max catches him.
Yeah. He ain't got that speed, man. That 4.3's gone. That's what I was.
For sure. But if Stokes makes that tackle from the jump, then we don't even get to that point. Now moving on to the coverage. This is one of the examples that I was talking about where this looks a lot better for Stokes when you look at the stat sheet, when you look at the PFF grades at the end of the game, because it goes down as an incompletion. But this is a bad rep from Stokes. Like, you're going to see the Raiders drop here and cover 3, and he's responsible for the deep third. But he lets Nico Collins get into his blind spot here, and he does a decent job of still recognizing the comeback. But because he can't see him, and on top of it, as we know, he doesn't have great change of direction skills. He has that little that gather step or a couple gather steps to be able to break on it.
Yeah.
Like, Nico's wide open. And I don't know how, especially with a guy of Nico Collins' caliber, how he didn't come down with this catch. Like, you mean to tell me Nico Collins is coming down this? But hey. So that's what I'm talking about, a little bit of like the numbers are slightly misleading with with Stokes, because that should have been a catch for a good game.
Yeah. He got worked on that one for sure.
Now this one I'll give a little bit more credit for, because the Raiders are running cover 4, which they did a lot more in this game. Patrick Graham called a lot more cover 4 here, and it looks like they're just spot dropping. It's not quite quarters because all eyes are on Stroud here, and especially with this curl route from the tight end to occupy Devin White, like, you're kind of giving up this completion by the play call. But like, again, as you can see, this goes down as an incompletion for Stokes, but it's not a good rep by any means. I'm not going to say it's a bad one, because again, you're just kind of giving that up. A non-target throw, that's a completion for 5-6 yards to set up.
It's so wild that they didn't like throw at Devin White, because Devin White definitely did not play that the greatest.
Yeah, that's open. Stroud was like determined to get like Nico Collins 100 yards or something in this game. I don't know what it was. He was targeting him a ton. I mean, it worked out for him late, but
yeah.
Now this next one, it's a scramble drill. Now, again, this is a rep too where it actually doesn't show up because if we watch, you guys just watch the center here for a second. It's actually kind of funny how far downfield he gets. Just chasing Tyree Wilson. he's like a couple of yards away from the first down marker. But again, this is what I wanted to show, just to like kind of paint the picture of what Stokes' performances really looked like. Because he gets beat on the scramble drill, but I think that's Dalton Schultz. So it's a tight end. He just kind of gets out muscled here on the scramble drill. And like, even the route, like, if I back this up, to me, this looks like Schultz is just running like a runoff route, right? Like, he's jogging right up there. And then it ends up being a scramble drill, and give up what should have been a catch, but got nullified by the penalty. So Stokes get bailed out a little bit on that one.
Yeah, the middle of the field is open on that play too. Like, I don't know what the Texans are doing. I'm sorry, I just.
No, you're good. I'm just curious.
Yeah, and it's Devin White.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he was worried. Like, I can see not throwing that too, because maybe he's worried about IPM like crashing on it.
He doesn't even look at it though. He looks at it really late.
I think the corner probably that's a little return route, maybe, but yeah. Even so, I mean, they got a completion out of it. They just had their center 7 yards down the field. All right, this next one too. I'm not even sure what Stokes is thinking on this one, because the Raiders are in cover 3, and he has some safety help with Paul Mal favoring the Trisha side, especially since it's a tight end on the single receiver side. But my thing is, if you're in cover 3 and you have safety help, especially one that's cheating to your side, why aren't you playing with outside leverage and trying to force the receiver into your help?
Yeah.
And then maybe, okay, you're going to say, since you're on the short side of the field, or you're towards near the sideline here, you're trying to use the sideline as your friend.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got to side turn the other way. Like, as you can see, like, Stroud goes to throw the hook route, and he's got to flip his hips to kind of get back to it. But Stroud misses the throw, which goes back to my original point. This was not a good game from CJ Stroud at all.
Ugly.
He did drop a dime at the end there. I'll give him some credit. Yeah. Now this is where the film starts to get a little bit better. I like this play a lot from Stokes, because this is I believe 2nd and 10, and you're going to see some quarters from the Raiders, and they're going to have a bracket on Nico Collins here with Jeremy Chin helping out Stokes. Basically, just a inside-outside bracket where any in-breakers, Chin's responsible for him. Any outbreakers, he's going to be Stokes' guy. And the Texans have a good play call for it, and it looks like Stroud and Collins are on the same page, where he's just going to run that quick hitch route. So I understand why Stokes this time is playing it deep, playing it back to front, and I like that. And he does a good job of driving on the route to give up 0 yak and set up 3rd and 4. So this was this was actually, it's funny, like a few of the incompletions that Stokes had were like bad reps, and then there you see a completion that was a good rep. So
Yeah.
well, you got to watch the tape. This is actually my favorite play that he made, that he did from last week. Like you're going to see a little press coverage here again against Nico Collins, who they were trying to test him one-on-one a lot. I thought they might try and put Collins more on Porter, and they did towards the end of the game when they wanted to win. But they were testing. They put Collins on Stokes' side and said, "We're going to put our best guy against your best guy." And to be honest, Stokes held his own pretty damn well. Like you'll see here, his in press coverage. I still don't like Stokes' technique in press. Like he is pretty quick to open the gate. Like you can see, he's damn near already in his side turn on this press coverage. But what I do like is he gets his hands up, he gets a nice physical jam, and he doesn't let Collins beat him inside. Like as you can see, like if we're looking at Stroud, that's where he wants to go. He wants to hit his guy on the slant route, his number 1 receiver, and go pick up the first down. Because this was the play after that nice tackle by Stokes. And that's going to force Stroud to go to the backside where the pressure starts to get home. Nice rep here from Malcolm Kuntz. And he ends up just kind of basically throwing it away to that corner route on the China concept on the other side.
Wow.
Also, wanted to shout out some Tommy Eichenberg here. Get a little slant flat concept.
There you go, Tommy.
And I think pretty sure the reason why Stroud doesn't hit the running back in the flat is because Tommy's in a great spot to where he can be able to make that tackle and still prevent the first down.
Yeah.
So, avoids the pick too. It's all right. All right, Tommy.
They said you can't cover, Tommy. Look at you.
I know, right? He played that. He actually had more coverage snaps in the run defense. They've been using him as like the 3rd linebacker to give Roberts a break. It's kind of funny.
Interesting.
All right, so this one's going to be the force out that Stokes had. This will be the last Stokes clip we'll watch here. Now, here's what I'll say. Like, he's beat. He's beat on the out route. Again, press coverage. This time, no jam, just a little soft shoe. And he gets beat on the out. And I do think Stroud kind of floats this ball. We'll see it from the end zone view, how it kind of ducks on him. But what I give Stokes a ton of credit for, and this is where his speed becomes a big factor, because the ball kind of floats. Like you see Collins kind of has to wait for it a little bit.
Yeah.
He's able to make up for it and then recover and get that force out. Like you'll see. Yeah. Like right about here. Ball starts to wobble on Stroud. But nice play by Stokes to just use his speed, be able to recover, and then go get that force out.
That ball did. That ball did float, man. That ball did float.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying. Something was off about Stroud on Sunday for sure. Moving on to Jonah Laulu. I can't say it, man. Try it every time, but it can't work. First play here that I'm kind of going to show you guys a little bit of a few examples of probably what killed his PFF grade. Maybe this one's going to be real bad because one, we're going to take on the combo block from the guard and the tackle here. And I mean, eventually escapes, but he ends up getting blocked several yards down the field. And then on top of it, he has a chance to make the play, ends up missing.
Yeah.
So that's going to ding you pretty good. Now, it all kind of goes for naught because we get some great pursuit from Max Crosby, so it's not that big of a deal. But from Jonah's perspective, that's not a good rep. And you're going to see a constant theme here with the negative plays. This is, again, I was just playing. I'm like, I don't know why they didn't just run it up the middle.
Yeah, I mean.
But hey, and again, same kind of thing with Jonah. Just kind of getting blown off the ball, getting blocked into Jamal Adams on the second level by the combo block. I was also dying laughing. Devin White makes this tackle.
Is that the record breaker right there?
Maybe. If it was, it would be too fitting if this was the record breaker.
I hope it was. This is the record breaker.
Wait, hold. Go ahead.
Getting pushed back 10 yards and making a tackle.
Yeah. Making a tackle on a 12-yard run, just where you want your linebacker to be. This next one, like, again, I know Trent's a big dude, and having him lean on you is tough. But to me, like, one of the things that I felt like from Jonah on a handful of these reps, and it wasn't always the case, like we'll see some better ones, just kind of soft at the point of attack, like not really getting out of his stance. Like he has a chance to go up against a tight end and like isn't really attacking him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
He's kind of just like waiting for him. And then when the tight end gets the help from the 400-pound dude, who Trent's looking swollen, I'll say.
Yeah.
like now you're going to get kicked out of your gap. So that was kind of the common theme, is those combo blocks are still giving him a ton of trouble, which is a little worrisome.
Trenton looking hungry. He's hungry.
That Hard Knocks clip of him, the fruit roll up will always be entrenched in my mind. Now, what I like about this play too is you're going to see a little twist here, a little line game from the Raiders. I think this might have been a third down where Butler's going to like penetrate and cross the center's face here and attack the guard. And then Laulu is going to attack the guard for a step and then kind of work around and use his athleticism to end up making this tackle for a short gain. So again, we're a handful of plays to really like from Jonah. I was a little more isolated.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a rep too where I could see like if PFF downgraded him for it, but I would argue vehemently against it because he does get reached here. But what I love about him, and this is what I was talking about before, like he's not always, I don't know if maybe he's just tired in that clip before or tired on a few of those reps, where he normally is pretty physical. Like you can see that's basically what happens, like where he does get reached here, but he wins at the point of attack and has great hands, like right, gets his hand right on the right tackle or the left tackle's chest there, and he's able to close the gap with the man. We're like, yes, he's not technically in his gap, but that running back or whoever that is, Jawar Jordan or Nick Chubb is not getting through that gap.
No cutback for them. That was
a nice rep. This one, he gets a little bit more help from the slant.
Why were they running outside so much? This is weird.
And it's funny, like I said, when they had some success running it, they are up the middle. The next drive, they came out and started doing this stuff again. I don't know why, but whatever.
What do they see on film?
You're good. Again, so this one again from Jonah, we're gonna see like him, like these guys gonna get a little bit of help. It looks like they're slanting the D line strong, but what I like about it, he just did a great job of using his outside hand and basically using a long arm move to keep that guard away from him and off of his body, and just does a great job of running his feet too, so that he doesn't get reached on this one. And then when Crosby kind of breaks through and sets the edge here, now he forces him to cut back right into Jonah. He ends up getting a TFL on this one, or for no gain.
It feels like the Texans like played to the Raiders' strengths.
They did. Yeah. You reps him as a pass rusher on this one. I basically just a nice little screen here, and what I like too, like screens we're not really worried about, like the pass rusher getting, but what I do like is that he's aggressive and like you can see like he's physical. He's trying to bull rush this guard, and he ends up winning and getting a little bit of push. He gets a little bit of help here from Tonka tripping up the guard. And the reason why I point that out is that combined with him just recognizing the screen allows him to escape, and he ends up getting the TFL there on the screen. So a nice play by Jamal Adams. Little hip toss.
Yeah.
Talk some shit after the play. I like it, Jamal. When you're giving up 100 pounds, you can do that. Let's see.
There you go.
This is a nice spin move. Again, beating tight as Howard. I like two. He fakes it inside to sell it and then wins outside. But that's his best pass rush move. He's won a handful of times with that. Problem is, we got to finish this, man.
Yeah.
We hit home. We get a quick win. Break down and get this sack, brother.
Yeah.
But either way, I do like this win. Nice little clean win. The problem is, this was the one pressure he had on the 27 pass rush snaps.
Yeah.
And that's like his only move that he's winning with right now. That's a good move.
Maybe we need more spin moves from you, Jonah. You need more spin moves. Yeah. Just keep doing it to you.
He tried it like 2 or 3 other times and it didn't quite work. But I will say I like this one. This actually is going to be what was basically the last play of the game. Like they had a few kneel downs after this, but you're going to see like a little all out blitz here from Patrick Graham, and it's a pretty good line game here where Jonah Laulu is going to come from the 4-eye technique, inside shade of the tackle, and then just attack the center. And as you can see, that's going to set a pick here because he's going to take the guard with him to help give Devin White a pass rush lane. Stroud just drops a dime. After all that shit I was talking about him, this was one hell of a throw.
Yeah, because, I mean, Porter's right there, man.
Porter, the only thing I'd say is Porter can locate the ball, but...
Yeah, get his head around, yeah.
But, yeah, a tough one. Either way, nice rep here too by Jonah to kind of free that up. Just unfortunately means nothing.
This is draft AJ Halsey tape too, because Polamalu did not get there in time.
Yeah, it's part of the problem.
Oh, yeah. All right. That was a weird game plan, though.
That's why I'm saying, like, I feel like I'm speculating here, but I feel like the Texans like went into this of like, oh, it's the Raiders, like we'll just run what we can run and we'll just like play I'm better than you football, and you can't really do that in the NFL because those guys are good. And I will say, like, you mentioned like what you see on film. Last week the Raiders had trouble setting the edge, so maybe that's what they were. But again, like, they were having some success like running it up the middle for the most part. The only guy that was stopping them was a Landon Roberts. Literally, it was like the only dude who could make plays, and for whatever reason, they got away with it. Went away from it. So
yeah, it's super interesting because like even in the Eagles game, I mean, they threw to Dallas Goedert a lot. Like you figure that you throw at Dalton Schultz a lot. You know what I mean? Like that's where you would throw the ball. But like it felt like they were trying to get Kirk and Collins going in this game, and I understand they got Ricky's outside, but that's still not the area you want to attack with the Raiders because I mean the way Pete Carroll even Patrick Graham are playing more quarters where they design this defense has been but don't break, so you're not going to get that much outside from them anyways. You know what I mean? We're not seeing these guys get beat for 60-yard touchdowns. You know what I mean? We haven't seen that all year on a deep ball or anything like that, really. So besides the Shedeur Sanders throw, I guess, but. That was also
that was Darnay Holmes. That was Darnay Holmes who's not getting snaps. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention too. Greedy Vance had a couple nice reps too in this game.
Yeah.
Speaking of nickels, but yeah, no. And what's funny is like if you look at like how each teams operate, like the Texans offense like is typically meant like that type of like Gruden McVay type offense where like you're trying to attack like the middle of the field. Whereas the Eagles have like been notoriously attacking outside the numbers, and for whatever reason, the last 2 weeks when they played the Raiders, they just swapped philosophies, and obviously one is a lot more effective than the other.
Yeah. But. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I did have Fernando Mendoza versus Ohio State, but I guess it was blocked. I got blocked, so I got to do a new members video for you guys this week. I don't know. I wasn't even monetizing it. They're like, you can't even have this for free. I was like, God damn.
Messed up.
I guess I'm not allowed to have that film. So I'm gonna try to do Dante Moore and James Madison before Oregon figures it out. So I'm gonna try to do that this week before Christmas, and then we'll be back on Sunday. Or I don't know, we might do some draft stuff this week. I don't know, but we'll figure that out. And then we will be back Sunday. The Tank Bowl. We have the Tank Bowl reaction. The Tank Bowl reaction, guys. We'll be back then. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. We're out of here. Peace.